I want you to look at the lunacy of this, okay? They're putting together a package of sanctions against China. China has done nothing to the European Union. They are talking about sanctioning 7 or 8 strategic corporations from China. Now, check this out. And at the same time, they're begging China for financial investment in the European Union. You know what that is tantamount to? That is like me going to CC, asking CC to loan money to renovate my house while I'm holding a gun to her children through the window as they play outside. The sheer lunacy of the policies of these people is astonishing. It's unbelievable. It's actually breathtaking. But most people don't address this because they don't care, or they don't see it, or they don't understand it. Now, at the same time that you're asking for development and you're asking for investment, at the same time, you're using sanctions as a weapon against your largest investor, your largest banker, your largest trade partner, and where you get 60 to 70% of all of your goods from. Make that make sense. Because in the mind of an irrational person, that makes sense. But in the mind of rational people, you see the lunacy of it from the jump. So, America sanctions these countries. Sanctions China. Now, China produces 92 to 93 or 95% of all the goods on America's shelves, okay? America's looking to go to war and destabilize China because they realize that by 2025, there is no way that they'll be able to stop the decline of the U.S. and reverse it and prevent the rise and breakout capacity of China, right? So they're trying to position themselves for a war with China. Now, here's the thing here. This has everything to do with what's going on with Ukraine. They thought that they can weaken Russia to a point where they can leave Russia bleeding, and then reposition themselves to fight a war against China and break China's back, and then go back and finish Russia off. Right? They thought that. So they wanted to destroy Russia, and they said this at the beginning of the Ukrainian war. We want to bleed the Russians. We want to destroy their economy and bring them to their knees. This is what they said. The French president said it. The German chancellor said it. The president of the European Union said it. The foreign minister of the European Union said it. Numerous other European officials said it. The United States said it through Nuland, through the National Security Advisor, through Blinken, and especially through Biden. When he said it, when he went to Poland and said it and announced it, that was what they wanted to do. Now, so they introduced these shocking off sanctions against Russia, and with little to no effect. They could not bring the Russian economy to its knees. Now listen, if you can't bring the Russian economy to its knees, guess what? That means there's funding for the Russian military forces. Now we have a blowback or boomerang effect, because now you're seeing the fallout of the sanctions. They don't want you to understand that these banks going belly up is the fallout to their sanctioning Iran, Venezuela, China, Russia, and other nations. They don't want you to understand that. They don't want you to understand that Russia's not feeling the blowback of this, because Russia was thrown out of the SWIFT system. Iran is not feeling the blowback of this because Iran was put out of the SWIFT system. Venezuela is not feeling it. They're feeling the sanctions that America put on them, but they're rebounding. Do you know, in the midst of these sanctions, do you know Maduro produced 5 million homes for low-income families? In the midst of all of these sanctions, he's doubled down on education in Venezuela, while they're cutting funding for education in the so-called richest nation on earth. Did you know that? Do you know why he's building houses under tremendous U.S. and Western sanctions? There's an explosion of homelessness within America. See how that works? Do you see how they sanction Russia? They sanction Russian oil, Russian gas, Russian commodities, Russian trade, right? And guess what's happening? Western trade, Western gas supplies, Western oil supplies are all tapped out. So all of this is the blowback.